Hello, beautiful, amazing, fantastic world, and you, wonderful, wonderful individual listener, you. And yeah, as I said, I've been having a vacation now, having breaks in between the videos, because, well, being consistently active for every day for a long periods of times makes you, it strains you over time, so you need to have your proper rest and recuperation and having the self-care and the self-love to take care of oneself when one needs a break and when one needs to, well, when you are away for, let's say you are doing YouTube, you are away for 7 days, you will over time change a little bit, not by too much, but you have 7 new days of insight, and the more you studied it for 7 days might actually be a whole lot of change. But what I wanted to come to a, well, conclusion about what I am about here, it is about the not being in a hurry, being grateful for what we have, but at the same time knowing we have a past, we have certain things that we are stuck with, that we have in our being, either worked through or not so. And by being steady, sturdy, and concrete, not only concrete, consistent, I meant, you will over time come to change these things slowly but steadily, for we cannot go any cold turkey, any extreme in any way or at any regard, because it will never, the only thing it will lead to is that the pendulum swing will swing over to the other extreme as a measurement of balance. That is why it's important to hold. I always use the balance as an example, the extremes of two sides. And if you observe the masses of humanity these days, it is a propensity for two different types of things, the more spiritual and the physical material, and they become more and more clear in its differences, can one say. Now, today's task is to unify and to actually know that material science is just but part of one of many ways of seeing the world. If you wish to see it through the ideal, I mean the beautiful ideal and not forced ideals, and, well, the sensational, you can find beauty in your sense perceptions, but you yourself need to infuse that beauty with your interest for it. That is when you awaken the world around you, when you become interested in the world. Listen to the word interest. You yourself become participating when you have an interest. If you don't have an interest for it, you are passive. You barely take in anything. But if you have an interest, which we have a high amount of freedom in choosing, you can come to truly find yourself and, well, what your interests are. If your interests are healthy for you and for others around you, if they are damaging to yourself or those around you, if the effect and results in general as a whole, first and foremost on yourself. For if you practice something and then slowly but surely degrade, then we know what forces we are following. If we are following forces that wants us to develop, grow, deepen, study, meditate, to master and discipline ourselves, and at the same time holding strong to moral love, warmth, compassion, empathy. Now, it is fully possible to have all of these qualities within us, but we choose to have one or two at most, because we think the world is either or very often, the duality of things. We human beings are threefold. That means the duality plus the chooser between this duality, the balancer of this duality. That is the third part we human beings have been bestowed through our I, ego, our capital I. our most divine but youngest faculty. This is what this is what also encompassing our consciousness, and by us being conscious of, well, not only the world around us, but also, well, our behaviors, our feelings and behaviors towards others, our thoughts towards others. Are they more or less going on automatic, or are you actually being in there, participating with it, maybe even discussing with your thoughts a little as to why you think certain things and why you feel certain things? It is all about that, being a little inquisitive of oneself. For when you get to know yourself, the I, the personality of you, the physical, etheric, astral, and ego part of you, you will come to understand others too, and very much so. What you use after that, what you use it for after that, is up to you, but the results will also ensue. If it is for the moral and for the good and for, well, the whole, the Holy Spirit. Holy means whole, the whole Spirit, Spirit of everyone. And that means me, the I of me, the I of you, the I of him, the I of her, the I of them. If we can hold to our consciousness that every single individual person has an I, and we hold them responsible for that, that is when we can truly see what an individual is. But it is all about knowing we are not perfect. We have a lot of things within us we need to work on. But what must we do to work upon it? Acknowledge it. Find out about it. It cannot loom in the shadows, believing it doesn't exist there, because it will subconsciously always reflect in our behaviors and also in our thoughts and feelings. So it's about being as honest, as brutally honest with oneself as one can be, and not overestimating oneself, for arrogance leads to downfall. God is not fond of arrogance. It is about knowing that whatever insights, knowledge, powers, and whatever faculties you are being bestowed through your studied practice and training is only half you, and the higher world is literally bestowing us these things for us to do good, and they can as easily degrade to become more demonic than they are divine. So it's all about our intention and purpose here, and what we are meant to use these things for. And I wish for you to awaken to yourself, to you as an I as an thinking, feeling, and being of will, and a being of free interests, of free morality, that you do not need to be forced by anyone or anything. But if you choose the moral and the proper, well, disciplined path, no matter what people are criticizing you for, it is just blah blah. For you know what you are doing. You know what you do behind the scenes. So, honesty, truth, always sticking to the truth, even if it is the most hurtful that can be. For it is only hurtful for a moment. Truth is more uplifting than lies, always. Don't even create any excuses for yourself. It is the truth. Yes, there might be some situations where a lie might have, but a lie is a lie. A lie is unreality, and it is not something we should participate in, for the karma of untruthfulness is not a pretty one. And that is why we stick as strong and as heavily and as concretely as possible to reality and also to morality. For yes, you can believe that you are just randomly having been accumulated by the Big Bang, but In the end, that is just a pure, blatant theory. If we go inwards and truly come to our clairvoyant ability to go into the Akashic record, we will quickly find out that the universe were built in a far, far different way. For there are living, divine, higher beings that create and sacrifice their substance to create this physical reality around us. It started with heat, condensed to air, to gaseous, condensed to watery or fluidic, and now we are on the earth stage. We have had 3 stages before this, and now we are trying to reach what we call esoterically the Jupiter stage. The next stage in our human development where, well, what we have today is going to be like night and day in the future. It will be so different. What we will focus on in the future has nothing to do with materialism or anything we own, any status, any kind of clout, but our morals, our behaviors, our love for another, our understanding for another, our will and an interest in each other and in the world and in love. And yeah, I kind of felt that they had a little serious tone here today, but I do not mind in this case. And thank you so much for listening to me. It was good to come back and give me a little leeway for me being a little some half stern here. You know it is. I wish the best for you, man. Lady. You, him, her, they. And that is what I truly wish to convey to you. This is why I do this. I wouldn't give a flying fuck on how much money I would gain on this. This is what I truly wish to convey to you. And I love you, and I am so grateful for you being you being a human being. And I pray that you find what you, yourself, and the gods wish for you to, well, pursue and to go to the adventure on. For may Father, Holy Spirit, Christ, Michael, higher hierarchy, bless, protect, guide, and love you on your beautiful, amazing journey. And may you be provided for with all that you need to survive, live, thrive, being creative, inspirational, healing, and loving to the world. So others can choose to follow when the time is right and their courage is right. And may you be safe and sound. Love you so much. See you. Goodbye.